Strode, and welcome to Straightforward. Today, my first guest is Dr. Chauhan from Renal Associates, LLC. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Well, you are a specialist, and a lot of people don't really know what a nephrologist is. So I'd like for you to explain to our audience exactly what your specialty is.
Our specialty deals with kidney disease as well as hypertension and some electrolyte, like sodium, potassium, and other problems, especially also for the kidney transplant as well.
Kidney transplant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now see, that's my first time hearing that part. Usually when we think of the kidney doctor is what people normally call you all. We're thinking of dialysis, but you have, it's a broader service that you're providing on an ongoing basis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you explain a little what happens that brings a person to being on dialysis?
We all know, everybody associate nephrology or kidney specialist being a dialysis doctor.
Right.
But it's far and above and beyond dialysis because our job is to prevent the progression of kidney disease.
Okay.
How we can prevent not to go on dialysis, or if they're on dialysis, how to provide the different modalities of dialysis, as well as to take care of their hypertension and also the renal transplant. And the chronic kidney disease is the major thing which we are trying to emphasize in the community to find early diseases in these patients and work on them early on rather than waiting until they reach the dialysis.
Okay, so when we get to the dialysis, we're like at the end.
At the end.
And what we want to do is the preventative on the front end. And our main thing I know is that oftentimes people suffer from hypertension, and that has a major impact on your kidneys.
That's correct.
All right, and so what are you doing to help us in terms of understanding what we should be doing to avoid that end result?
What we are really working along with the primary care physician and the local community to make aware about hypertension. And so we can catch on this disease early on and made them aware that what are the complication and implication of uncontrolled hypertension is. And that's what we are encouraging them to intervene early on so we can prevent the progression of kidney disease associated with hypertension.
Right, so you said uncontrolled. So are we saying those individuals that are not on medication or those individuals that are on medication but still have very poor dietary habits?
I think it goes both ways. There are a large number of patient population who didn't recognize they have hypertension because they've never been to a doctor.
Really?
There are population, and that population also need to be intervened early on. And then other patient group of population, those who are on antihypertensive medication or blood pressure medicine, but they're not taking it properly, or they're not following the dietary restrictions, which we are trying to encourage them. And I think so the education can make them understand a little bit better, and we want to reinforce. And we really want to empower them by education to these patients, how to prevent this progression. Not only kidney disease, but also other complications, cardiovascular complication, heart disease, and stroke, because hypertension is the major cause of all of the problems.
Oh, okay. So if we have the uncontrolled hypertension, it's bigger than just the kidneys.
That's correct.
We're looking at the heart, it's putting a strain, and so it's kind of like a car. It's just going to tear the whole thing up.
That's true.
Okay, so we live in the Bible Belt, and we are in the South. So I know you've been here long enough. We like everything fried, deep fried. We like all of the food highly seasoned, but we should not be doing that if we are hypertensive.
That's true, and that's what we're trying to emphasize, and how to modify your diet, how to just prevent from frying to baked, how to decrease your seasonings and try to prevent the canned food as much as possible. And that helps if we keep on reinforcing them over and over again, and educational programs.
Right, so the canned foods we know is the least expensive, but a lot of times when people are limited with their income, they will go to what's the least expensive, but it's not necessarily the most nutritious, it's not the best. So if someone is using, or their income kind of predicts they have to use the canned foods, what should they be doing?
One thing, there are options of no salt canned foods.
Okay.
So they can work on that option. And second thing, we try to tell them to drain and clean that whatever the canned foods are.
So they should be pouring off the
pouring
liquid.
off the material, liquid around it, and then wash it off, if possible.
Okay. So the dietary classes, is that something that you all do have that available in your facilities? And it's free.
That's
so
correct.
that comes with the care that you're providing to your patients on an ongoing basis.
That's correct.
And you have in the dialysis centers, you actually have dietitians or people that can help coach folks on what they should and should not be eating.
Yeah, I think that we have a variety of resources in our own setting, especially educational materials are there and dietitians are available, and the educators are there who can inform them what is the easiest diet for that particular patient.
Okay, so it's not a universal diet.
Not the universal diet.
It's kind of like customized based on the
accordingly.
individual and what their markers are.
Yeah,
so to
what are the
speak.
needs are.
Oh, okay.
That's correct.
All right. Okay, well, this is really interesting. What we're going to do right now, we're going to go to a break for our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. All right. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Chalk by Quincy introduces Excellence Redefined, timepieces of the finest technology, luxury, and class with tons of style at chalklifestyle.com. Renal Associates, LLC, a team of physicians dedicated to excellent kidney care with 5 convenient locations to serve you. Stark Avenue, Columbus, Bradley Park, Columbus, Lafayette Parkway, LaGrange, East Burkhalter Avenue, Buena Vista, and Springs Street in Warm Springs.
Hi, I'm Bo Pelini. Please join the fight to put an end to homelessness among our military vets.
You can find them on a street corner, in a homeless shelter. Veterans who served America in her time of need. Now, they need your help. The Letter Winners Challenge is dedicated to ending homelessness among our veterans.
Even one homeless vet is one too many for me.
To learn how you can help, log on to thehomelessvetsproject.org.
History is important because it shows where you're coming from and where you're going. Type 2 diabetes is something that runs in my family, which means I'm at risk. In fact, 1 in 3 American adults are at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. And knowing this, if I do nothing, that family history becomes my family's future. And my family is too important to me for that. Take the risk factor assessment today at AskScreenKnow.com.
The military has been in every generation of my family, and so has VA. It wasn't easy for my dad after Vietnam, but VA helped him and my mom get the home they'd always wanted. My grandpa's been coming to VA since World War II. They even helped him lay to rest one of his battle buddies from Normandy. And me, I followed in their footsteps and served with pride. And now that I'm out of the military, the GI Bill's helping me with school. Every generation of my family has served, and VA has served us all.
Hi, I'm Pastor Quinn, Senior Pastor of New Destiny Church.
And I'm Lady Denitra Hartnett, and we would like to invite you out to worship with us at New Destiny Church, where we do it for the vine.
Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing my conversation with the awesome team from Renal Associates. Dr. Alappan is joining us. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having us here.
Well, you all are the best and the brightest in your field.
Thank you.
I am a personal witness to that.
But
you all have worked so hard with putting together a super team. How did you get all of this talent to come here to Columbus?
Well, I think our practice started with our senior doc, who was Dr. Kumar.
Okay.
And he was a single person. And then my colleague, Dr. Alkid, came and joined him in 1994. And I joined the team in 2000. So 2 of us started off. And then Dr. Chauhan came and joined us in 2003. Then came the other two folks in 2009 and recently, as recent as a year and a half. So we are actually a very diverse group. We not only embrace the recent joined doctors, two of them, from UAB, and I graduated from Yale, New Haven, from Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
And my friend Dr. Chauhan did from University of Virginia College of Commonwealth University.
Oh, wow.
And Dr. Alkit came from sunny Buffalo, New York.
Really? So you have all of this talent. We have, of course, Dr. Smith, very proud Alabama person, but you have talent from across the country.
Yeah, we've got to complete our practice, Renal Associates. Actually, we are very diverse in terms of where we graduated, but ultimately what matters is what we deliver and how we take care of our patients. And our team is very unique in the sense, of course, everybody will claim everybody is unique, but we have such a cohesive unit.
Oh, it's like family.
We always just like that.
I can say that because even in the care of my father who has moved on, you all did an excellent job. He became your patient at 90 years old. And regardless of what doctor came in to see him, it was top 5-star care. Nothing fell through the cracks. And that's what if it wasn't right, he would tell you that.
I'm sure.
Really. And so I think that goes to the camaraderie that you built with this team.
One thing we made sure is that the person we chose, or at least I joined, we made sure that the person who is with us will have the same like-mindedness, and the care for the patient is number one. If anything you cannot find fault with us is our care is always the best what we try to give. At least we try to do the best, and we do not let our patients down in any way, no matter if it is in the medical care or even outside their social support. In our practice, we always feel it's not just the patient alone. And the family members are as equal as important for us as the patient. If we don't take care of the family and the patient together, it's going to be a disaster. The reason is the patients we deal with are very sick folks.
Yes.
And they are on the fringe of their life, not knowing what is to expect down the line. And things happen. Many times they'll have very small, trivial questions, which may be trivial to us as doctors, but it's a big question for them. So for us, to make them happy and comfortable and make them feel that they are under the right doctor's care. That's basically what we do.
Well, and I can attest to that. I mean, whether it's in rehab, which you would show up there, you're serving people in Alabama and Georgia and multiple counties. Any time of day or night, you all would just show up and all of the questions. And we were a very high maintenance group, our group. and you were always very patient, but no, that's a good thing. And that is why I can so freely recommend your team, because if you could survive us with all of our questions and how high maintenance we were, and then as so demanding as Daddy could be sometimes, that really is what families are looking for, because as you said, it is a very serious time when, they're coming with you.
Very important. Dr. Chauhan will agree with us. First thing we try to do is when we see the patient, we find out who the family members are, and we bring them in, and making sure that they are also sure of what is happening, because at some point in time of this patient's life, they are going to be in a position they'll not be able to take care of themselves.
Exactly.
At that time, if the family member comes in and does not know anything, then they're going to be really in big turmoil, emotionally, and also physically how to handle this things. It's not easy.
And so you all would come in, and I would see you, and you are picking up the ball and answering the questions, and before it just over. It's like, so do you have anything else? And I think that's important, because as lay people, we don't really understand the big picture. And as you said, all the family members really need to be on the same page.
Yeah, I think that's what I told you earlier, how to educate the patient and patient's family member, and how to empower them to ask the right question as well. Because, this is not a small condition, especially sometime when you're on dialysis. Your needs are for years, many more years. And then those questions need to be answered properly, and so they can work with the patient and patient's family together.
So when you went into the other communities, were people very receptive? I'm so very thankful that you all have been here, and of course you came in the 90s and you came in 2000, so you all have been established for a very long time. It's not that you're new to the community, but when you went outside of Columbus Metro, were people just really excited
You know, the way how you look at kidney disease, it is there in everybody beyond certain age.
Yes.
Only thing people don't know that they have. So immediate thing amongst us right now is to see how to bring that to the forefront, to allow the people to know that everybody is having some little kidney disease, but not to worry about it.
Right.
And to let them know what are the things we can do, either to prevent worsening or to make sure that whatever is happening right now, we can hold it where it is so that it doesn't slide down quickly into a stage where they have to go on dialysis.
Right.
We are always being told, as earlier, that we are doctors who deal with dialysis. But it's not that.
It's a myth.
It's
you deal
a myth.
with more than
we are
that.
not
You
just
told me
dialysis
that.
doctor. Our practice as a nephrologist or a kidney doctor means we take care of the patient outside and we also take care of the patient in the hospital. Half of our work is also in the intensive care unit. All the sick folks who are all in kidney problems, we are the one taking care of them. And we are actually one of the ones they will always seek our help as soon as somebody goes into problem. So we do have those two levels. We take care of them outside, we take care of them inside. Now coming to the other doctors who want to handle this, they always have that little hesitation how to take care of kidney patients because it's a very complex, kidney is a very complex organ.
I'm sure.
It's not very easy. So because of that, we find that we are the ones in the forefront to take care of them. Kidney controls most of the parts of the body and everything affects the kidney. Anything goes wrong with the heart, anything goes wrong with the lungs, anything goes wrong with the liver and the brain, all the things will show some effect on the kidney. That's why we are always there in every kinds of disease what we have.
Wow.
So that's important to know. And then when we go to the community to talk about, Dr. Chauhan mentioned, education of the community of the people is very important.
Oh, it is.
We are sitting and talking today to a segment of people who are very, very vulnerable and where the incidence of the kidney disease is very high.
Oh, I know. And we're in the Bible Belt, and we just eat everything that we want and too much of it.
Bible Belt is one thing, but Columbus, the southwest of Georgia, has got the highest incidence and the prevalence. At least we can know for now. The exact number, this is about 6 years ago. The numbers, we still have the highest number of dialysis patients and kidney disease.
Really?
Yes, and Georgia is #1 in the nation.
I know, because we eat everything wrong. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a break and go to our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. All right?
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Warrior Outreach. Contact Command Sergeant Major Retired Sam Rhodes or Kathy Rhodes. Freedom Printing for all of your designer printing needs. Gunboat Plaza, Suite 18. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road. Trusted by generations.
Hi, I'm Michael DeQuier, band director here at Albany State University. As you may or may not know, our marching band has been invited to the 2016 Tournament of Roses Parade. And with me is the Tournament of Roses Parade president, Mr. Mike Matheson.
Michael, it's been great to meet the band and the community and to drum up the support that your band's going to need to come to Pasadena.
Thank you very much, Mike. Well, to get there, we need your help. And you can help by visiting our website or calling the ASU Foundation. We will be in Pasadena, California, January 2016. Thank you very much.
Walmart's reason for supporting Thurgood Marshall College Fund is simple. We like to win. And we have been given a lot of exposure to some incredible talent. And we also believe that it's a part of our responsibility to the community to give back. This is a great opportunity to do both. It's been a wonderful experience for us through the years. We've appreciated our partnership. We believe in return on investment, and we have definitely had a remarkable return.
Columbus's first New York-style buffalo wings restaurant. American Deli is not only known for the best buffalo wings in the area, they're also known for their fresh deli ingredients. Now you can enjoy the best New York-style buffalo wings in 2 locations. American Deli at 2004 Auburn Avenue, Columbus, Georgia, and American Wings and Deli at 2061 Highway 280 in Phoenix City. We're open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 8 p.m. American Deli, the best buffalo wings around.
Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing my conversation with Dr. Alappan from the Renal Associates team. You all are doing such a wonderful service here in Southwest Georgia.
Thank you.
But there are some areas that our viewers, this community, people really need to be aware that there are some that are more high risk than others. Sure. And one thing I know that I don't do on a regular basis is when I get my physical, I do not ask my primary care physician, what is the status of my kidneys?
Usually we talk about kidney disease and people get worried and scared about. The main thing to do in the awareness of kidney disease is we should know that kidney disease is a very silent killer. Every time people talk about kidney disease means everything, where it comes and says, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm making a lot of water, doc. Why do you say my kidneys are shutting down? There are times when patients have come to my office. First time when I told them, you know what, your kidneys are completely shut down.
Really?
You'll have to go on dialysis. And the patient comes back and says, doc, why is this? I'm going to the bathroom 4 or 5 times a day and you're telling me my kidneys shut down, I need to go on dialysis. The reason is the kidney does not give any problems or symptoms. Symptoms at all till the kidney function goes down to 15%.
Really?
Yes.
So it just kind of creeps.
15 to 20%, almost 80% of your kidney function is gone.
Really?
That is when actually you'll be exhibiting or showing some signs of kidney disease.
Wow.
Even then, you will see that the kidneys do not give that kind of symptoms where you think it is kidney. If you have a chest pain, you clutch and then you run to the doctor. What do you think? A heart attack, I'm going to the heart doctor.
Right.
The kidney does the same thing every time it gets affected. It's a similar phenomenon of blood vessel being blocked and the kidneys are shutting down, but it doesn't hurt. So you never even know that you're getting kidney problems. So by the time you go to your doctor, you might feel that you're fine, but not necessarily you're fine with your kidney.
Right.
And when you do your blood test, there is one thing called creatinine.
Okay.
That creatinine will start rising because it is supposed to actually come out of the body through the kidney. When the kidney shuts down, you will find that it doesn't come out and stays in the body. But the unfortunate thing about that particular test is that unless the kidney shuts down by 50%,
right,
your kidney will look like everything is normal in the blood.
It will show normal, but it's really not.
It's not really normal.
Until it goes below that 50%.
And it becomes very important even in the older age. People who are much older,
right,
for them where the creatinine is coming from the muscle, and when the muscle actually gets smaller, what we call atrophied when we get older, the numbers are not going to be high. So you think everything is fine, but it is not fine. Really? So the one test which always we do as kidney doctors or nephrologists, we do a 24-hour urine collection. That gives
we do a what?
24-hour urine collection.
Oh, the 24-hour urine collection. Okay.
That is the right one which will tell us what your kidney functions are.
Really?
So that means...
So who should be getting that?
No,
should all of us get one of those?
Okay. Everybody does not need to get.
Okay.
You have to make sure that when you go to your regular primary doctor, that you have to tell them, doc, I've got all these problems. Do you think my kidneys are affected? And if so, what do you think I should do? You should always encourage doctors to have an idea of what the kidney looks like.
Okay.
Then the kidney doctor will say, hey, you know what, we are looking at it, it's not changed. But there is this factor. Creatinine may be normal, but still 50% of the kidney could have been still gone. So in that light of it, somebody who is diabetic, who has blood pressure or hypertension, then those people are very extremely obese. Then people who take pain medication, especially ibuprofen, Aleve,
and people do that too much. It's the Alka-Seltzer, it's the Aleve, it's the Tylenol, and all of that, and they just take it for everything.
The group of medicine called NSAID, N-S-A-I-D, those are the ones called ibuprofen, the Motrin, the Aleve, all those medicines, if you take for a long time, will affect your kidney.
Really?
Those patients, and then patients with high cholesterol, And please, for heaven's sake, this smoking.
Smoking.
Smoking is bad because it accelerates making the kidney shut down by the cholesterol problems what you get from the smoking.
Really?
And it does have the effect
well,
on the
see, you will hear all about the cancer and
Sure.
with your lungs and the COPD, but you will not hear that it has an impact on your kidneys.
It impacts the blood vessel. When it impacts the blood vessel, it's the same thing which happens to the kidney. One little thing you should always ask when you go to your doctor.
Okay.
When you're diabetic, the doctor looks into the eyes. When you look into the eyes, the blood supply going to the eyes is exactly the same blood supply which goes to the kidney.
Really?
So you can look into your eyes and see if there are any changes for the diabetes. And if it is there, there's a good chance, a high percentage, at least 85 to 90%, you should be having a kidney problem.
Well, I am so happy that you all are here in Columbus. You are providing excellent care, and the education is just phenomenal. But what we will do with this, we will make sure that we send this out to everyone on our constant contact. We will also, besides when this show airs, then we will also put it on YouTube, because this is all very useful information. And I just don't really think that there's enough education in our community. But can you share with our audience where you're located and how they can reach you?
Our practice is called Renal Associates.
Okay.
And we are pretty much diverse. We feel that our patients, we go to where the patients are.
Okay.
Because our patients are very sick and they're pretty old. So our main practice is in Columbus.
Okay.
And we have two offices, one in Bradley Park Drive,
Okay.
which is in North Columbus, and then the other one is in Winton Road, which is in the South Columbus. So this actually offers. We also cover suburb areas around Columbus. We have, on Fridays, we go to Buena Vista, and one of us will be seeing patients there. We also go to Warm Spring, Roosevelt, which we cover the hospitals and the neighboring medical center in Roosevelt, Warm Spring. And also we have a dialysis center there, which we take care of patients. We also see patients in Opelika.
Over in Alabama.
Alabama. And we have patients in LaGrange, so we got office there too. And then we have Phoenix City. Next door, we have an office which we see patients.
Right across the bridge.
Now, recently, for the last 9 months, we are actually extended our services to Eufaula.
Okay.
So we go to Eufaula.
So you're Alabama and Georgia giving excellent kidney care, and I can attest to that. And I thank you so much for what you did for my family, but I know that you all are truly a blessing to other families as well. And thank you so much for joining me today.
We are very happy to have taken care of your dad. He was a wonderful gentleman.
Yeah.
And we are very happy to be here. Thanks for the opportunity to participate in this program. I would say one thing, that we need to set up some sort of a educational programs down the line, specifically targeting diseases like hypertension or blood pressure, diabetes, and the other things which affects the kidney. It'll be good to educate public as to what are the warning signs, what are the do's and don'ts, and that kind of a thing is very important. And if you are educated and get the things under control, we can prevent kidney disease.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It has truly been my pleasure.
Yes, you are more than welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.